What's going on, YouTube? Skill87 here, and today we're going to be discussing Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction, the latest installment in the Splinter Cell franchise, which is available for the PC and the Xbox 360. This video is being done with the iMac screen recorder and built-in microphone, so please tell me about the video quality and the voiceover quality. So let's just get this review on the way. I got a lot to talk about, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. So, I'm checking out these reviews by IGN and GameSpot and a bunch of reviews by a bunch of other sites. And I've just come to the conclusion that, there's just once in a while that people overhype shit. I know sometimes I tend to exaggerate in my reviews, but the way these sites are praising Splinter Cell Conviction is, for example, great soundtrack keeps you immersed. What soundtrack? This fucking sound effects in this game are garbage. Cooperative plays a blast for like an hour. Superb storytelling gets you into Sam's head. Are you serious? If you didn't play any of the previous Splinter Cell games, you'll have no idea what the fuck is going on in Splinter Cell Conviction. Executions are a total rush. No, they're not. Far from it. On IGN, they're talking about the graphics get an 8.5, gameplay gets a 9.0, lasting appeal 8.0. Come on now. So let's get down to my review. Graphics. Whoever thinks Splinter Cell Conviction is good graphics, alright, I want you to look at an Xbox 360 exclusive called Gears of War. The very first one, right? That was one of the first 360 games ever. Okay? This is Splinter Cell Conviction, made in 2010. Gears of War was made quite a few years ago, right? One of the earlier 360 games. That game looks better than Splinter Cell Conviction. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. It's running off the same engine, and an old-ass game looks way better than Conviction. Alright? The colors in this game, the facial animations, just the overall lighting, ambiance, the textures, your environments, everything in the game looks boring. There's a couple parts of the game where you're going to be roaming the streets. A couple parts of the game you're going to be like in a factories or little science labs. They look pretty detailed, but that's about it. You would think the main character in the game would be full of, graphical greatness, but even Sam Fisher's character model looks boring. And consider this a spoiler, you never wear, the sneaking suit. His traditional suit that he wore in the previous Splinter Cell games. He's in complete civilian clothing in this entire game, which is quite disappointing because you want to feel like a badass. You want to feel like a real spy. You're playing this game. This dude's running around in a green sweater and brown cargos. Ooh, totally badass. I read a lot of interviews. I watched a lot of interviews, and Ubisoft basically wanted to change Splinter Cell to make it more fast-paced, more action-packed, and they succeeded. It succeeded in a bad way in the sense that this doesn't feel like a stealth game anymore. You do have the option to play this game stealthily. Now, you could be all stealth about it. The game gives you options to climb walls and go underground and, ambush people and whatnot. But what's the point when the AI in this game is so stupid and the cover system is pretty much like convenient as shit that you can just shoot everything with your rifle? The game gives you tons of explosives to use, a bunch of unsilenced rifles, a bunch of unsilenced pistols. The game gives you quite a decent arsenal with, red dot sights, scopes, plenty of ammo upgrades. You're given this option to play the game like a first-person shooter or a duck and cover game. So, you could choose, play the game stealthily or play the action route. And in the end, the action route is going to be your best bet because you'll be able to breeze through enemies. I mean, every time I try playing stealthily and then, I get caught, I just pop out the rifle and kill everything in sight. And unlike the Metal Gear franchise, enemies, they stop coming. Once you kill everything in the room, you can make all the noise you want and enemies will not come. That's quite disappointing. For a game that's supposed to be all about stealth, they really changed its direction. Now, of course, I understand, change is good. It's always good to try something new. But when that something new totally changes the way the game plays, I find that to be more of a bad thing than anything. I only one part of this game I really use stealth, and that's it. I run and gun the entire game, shot from the hip. So the graphics suck. The gameplay's a hit and miss. It just depends how you want to play, but for the most part, there is no stealth in this game. The sound, the voice acting is boring as hell. Sam Fisher sounds emo as shit. There's no real emotion in anyone's voice. Like everything just feels so bland, unprofessional. I don't feel any attachments towards the character in the sense that I feel their pains. You know what I'm talking about. You play a game, if a character really sounds emotional, you kind of feel where they're coming from. So that really helps you get into the game, and that makes characters memorable. That's not gonna happen in this game. Guns sound okay, and when it comes down to gameplay for the guns, the recoil is just unpredictable as fuck. It's not, guns are either accurate 1 minute and then they're inaccurate the next. It's just stupid. The game features single player and co-op. The single player is short, the co-op is short. The single player is alright. It's not horrific, but I would not recommend anyone this game, $60, to play this fucking 5-6 hour single player campaign. The co-op is better. It's a prologue, whatever you want to call it. It takes place before the events of Conviction, and you play as Archer and Kestrel in a variety of game types. You got the co-op story, which is just like single player, but you got different levels, different maps. It's more team based, but honestly, I take that back. You can run and gun that shit too. What's pretty cool about the co-op is the two characters you play as actually have the fucking sneaking suits. You got the hunter mode, which is clear the entire map of enemies. You got last stand mode, where it's you versus a bunch of AIs. You got protect an EMP generator. You got face off, which is spy versus spy, and a bunch of AI people thrown in the mix. And infiltration is just like hunter mode, but you gotta do it while being all stealth and shit. The controls are relatively responsive. Sam Fisher does run very smoothly. What sucks is the controls feel more action orientated. Like, it's so easy just to run up to someone, press fucking B or circle, whatever it's called, and pull off an insta kill. It feels too easy. The controls have this unique feel to them that totally take that sense of stealth away. The controls feel like they were built for duck and cover. So, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I was looking forward to this game. Well, not really. But when I bought it, I was looking forward to a stealth experience. And in the end, I got a run and gun kind of bullshit thing. Very short campaign. Very short co-op. I do not recommend anyone to buy this game. $60, no way. I give this game a 7 out of 10. All these 9.5s is quite ridiculous. I can't give the game anything lower than a 7 though, because for $60 you are getting co-op, you are getting a single player campaign, which can be done split screen and online. The online was either very laggy or very smooth. It just depends on your connection. And the extra game modes might entertain you for a week or two. But for the most part, I do not recommend this game for $60. Rent it, get some achievements, have a fun weekend with it. That's about it. Once again, final score 7 out of 10. Tell me what you guys think of this video, and I'll see you on whenever. Later. Peace.